Right, folks, this is just a brief update of what we've been doing for the last year or so. And this is our Rod of Iron Ministries page right here. I have it on a tripod, so I hope you can see it well. Just shooting my computer screen here. But this is our Rod of Iron Ministries page here. And here's some pics from today, which I shot and uploaded the YouTube video. Thank you all for commenting and liking, and really appreciate it. And it's great to be back on YouTube. I finally found a way to organize stuff on my phone so I can upload videos much easier. Here's my old wool monk sweater. I just put a double ring belt on it to hold it in. And the reason why I have it over my shoulder so I can access my pistol, which is on my right side. I'm now carrying at the 4 o'clock position instead of appendix. So I like to be able to swipe that wool coat away while I can access my pistol. Here's some other pictures. We do some, things about politics, etc. Just putting up some different cool Instagram things. This is some drills. This is from Ronin Tactics. Just some safety manipulation drills for the mini Rod of Iron AR that I painted in Bushcraft Samurai Maple Leaf Camo. Probably my favorite AR pistol. And of course, in the greatest country on earth, the USA, you can carry that pistol with us in the car with 30-round mags and etc. In Pennsylvania. So God bless America and may His kingdom come, because that is so awesome to be able to carry that Rod of Iron wherever you go. And that's, for example, one thing we did there. Let me go to the next video here. Here's some of us. Here's me training the young people, who we call in our church, who we call the Crusader Ninjas. Here we are just working on some Kali Eskrima. They just started their Kali Eskrima training. And so here we are training with them. Here I am training them. Okay, trying to get to the next video here. Here's another, there's some more clips there. This is nice. Christ is the one who really sacrificed everything. Definitely not some, NFL stars who are trying to politicize the game. But here's some more Crusader Ninja training. You see all our young people trained to love God, love their neighbor.
And for one!
And to become kings and queens of the kingdom of God, to be co-heirs with Christ, Romans 8:17, and to become powerful young men and women, self-defenders.
And 1, 2!
Who can love God and love their neighbor. And that's why we train, every week. We're training with them.
1, 2s, 1, 2s, 1, 2s. Smoothing out for 1!
Some of them have trained bushcraft and stuff like that. And some of them have come with us on the Fjallraven trekking trip, where we did the Fjallraven USA Classic. There's a queen right there. She nailed that hostage bad guy. Here is, let's see. So this is some of our hostage targets that we do. Here is the Car Queen. That's my brother's wife. She is a Car Queen. Car Arms is my brother's company. And, top 10 in the gun industry. That's Mrs. Car Arms, but we call that Car Queen. And that's her Instagram right here. And she's an excellent shot. And, of course, you can see the bad guy is dead. There's there's my target, working that G19. I also carry Car as well, obviously. Here's some of the video of that. Top right target, I believe. So just working our slow trigger control before we speed it up. There you go. Anyways, there's 16 shots there in this video. We'll skip over. And let's see if we can skip over. There you go. This one's fun. This is my favorite Rod of Iron pistol AR that I did the custom paint job on myself. Some slow-mo action. That's really how fast it's shooting. The slow-mo really slows it down, and it's really nice to see it working in slow-mo like that. Beautiful AR. My favorite, definitely my favorite Rod of Iron right there. Here's me training the kids. I'm a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trained extensively in MMA as well with UFC fighters in Korea, etc. And so we do that empty hands training as well as weapons training. And here's the Crusader Ninjas training, some striking as well as groundwork.
Smack.
So they're working off their back. And this kind of training definitely helps in self-defense with weapons as well. But here they are, the girls working rubber guard and different types of guards. This is the queen and my daughter. She just smacked her mommy. She gets her back a little bit, and there's some nice, good training. Just make sure they never forget that there's going to be strikes on the ground in real combat. Of course, kids now training about 2-3 years now with me, so getting a lot much more better, and they can definitely choke some necks and break some limbs. So that's some of the training there. Here's them just doing some jumping the other day. Some fun slow-mo jumping. I always remind them that, self-defense and training is not, for their ego and stuff. So I don't like to put too much of these kind of videos where, it's just so dramatized like this, like kind of like a movie. But, once in a while, I do post them up so the kids can enjoy it, But I always do remind them, self-defense training, we gotta, especially with these dangerous arts, excuse me, we have to make sure our ego doesn't get involved in it. Here's some of the smaller girls. Let's get the queen jumping real quick with some of our stronger ninja girls. Here's the queen in the middle. And this is our dojo's no-gi. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there's no-gi and gi. You train with a kimono and non-kimono. And this is one of our designs here with the Revelation 227 or Revelation 1915 camel pattern. That's with the crowns and the Rod of Iron or AR-15s that we designed, etc. All right, so there we go. That. All right, some more jumping. And on this page, and of course on the other page that we've done, Rod of Iron Ministries, I believe, on YouTube. That's our newest channel. We do a program, 3-hour program every day called The King's Report. And so it's not like I've been not on YouTube. I've been on YouTube, but we've been doing a lot of political commentary, a lot of biblical / political commentary, etc. But just to kind of give you guys a download of what we've been doing. Here's one of my instructors here, Renzo Gracie Black Belt, Don Odgers, and some fun little pictures, some firearms training. Dr. Paul Williams, New York Times best-selling author. Here's the King's Report studio here, and we have an AR-15 or a Rod of Iron on the desk, and our doggies join us there. Here's some of our jiu-jitsu training. Here's me training with the young ninjas, getting some young ninjas in some fun submissions. Let's train them up. That's an armbar they hadn't seen before, so they really like that one. It's kind of a lifting armbar. And here's our big guy, 230, Sung Hyo. Training with him. He's one of our big dudes. Just jumping over and taking the back. Things we do in Empty Hands Jiu-Jitsu. Here's Pastor Brown of Tampa Bay, Florida, another pro-gun mega church down there in Tampa, Florida. Excellent folks. Here's me training with some of the big boys, the bigger kids. And so we just train and do some jiu-jitsu, takedowns, wrestling, you know, submissions, you name it. You know, so I've been a practitioner of martial arts for a long time. Since I was 16, I've been training these kind of combat arts. So took about maybe a 10-year hiatus because I was studying religion and different religions in the world. But of course, eventually led me to Christ, into a deeper relationship with Christ. And this is called the Twister move. This is one of a spine lock submissions that 10th Planet Eddie Bravo made very famous in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world. That's what we call the Twister, etc. And this is Pastor Cook of Pennsylvania as well. He's also a Second Amendment pastor here in Pennsylvania. Here's a close-up of the AR that I painted. Got to get a closer view of it right here. Very nice. I really love it. It's actually I use maple leaves, actual organic maple leaves, and spray painted that pattern on myself. That's absolutely my favorite, and of course that's my favorite pistol. Definitely my favorite pistol. Here's Tig. This is John Tig Teagan. He's one of the Benghazi heroes, and he's been working with Car Arms, and we've been able to hang out with him, go to his Warrior Weekend, you know, events. I'll show you some of those right down here. Let's see if I skip down. We've been at some Trump rallies. This Jeep is a Jeep that my brother, the owner of Car Arms, but he's also, you know, an inventor. He's incredible with machines, and so he's made all the Car Arms pistols and all that kind of stuff. But he's recently getting into Jeep, so he made me a Jeep and donated it to our ministry. And that is the King's Report logo here. That's our Peace Police, Peace Militia logo here, symbolizing the crowns of righteousness and the crown of life, crown of glory. The three kingships, the shield of faith, the sword of truth, the word of God, and of course the rods of iron as well. Revelation 2:27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron and shatter them to pieces like the potter's vessel. Those are some of the scriptures there. Some Trump rallies here. There's my brother's Jeep right here. That's his Car Arms Jeep, and that's me following him around. So he built actually one for himself and one for myself and donated to ministry so I could drive it around. Kind of almost like an advertising post as well. Here's some of the no hands training compilations that we've made. This is just some training exercises, some different rounds of my workouts that I do when I'm not training with the kids. Just some, let's see, 1 round punches only, 1 round elbows only, 1 round elbows and knees, and 1 round only kicks. So this is the 1 round elbows. And I just love the martial art training. It's healthy, you sweat, you get it out, and you can hit stuff and, you know, and just let it all out. But it's very healthy exercise. And of course, always loved the combat arts since I was very young. Started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when I was about, 14, 15? Maybe I was 16. Then by 14, I started training JKD and Kali Eskrima, knife and stick fighting. And of course, nowadays I'm really into the firearms martial arts as well. And then the last round is with only kicks. This is only kicks. And then the next round I do mixing it all up. So I did 1 round of each. And the next round here, let's see. Next round here this is mixing it all up. So this is any type of striking. Of course, you're very tired from all the other different rounds and just the different, just mixing it up with Thai boxing, some boxing, patterns, combos. It's also fun spins and just keeping it high, low, and just moving it around, etc. And of course, moving from kicking, just trying to be, smooth in transitions from kicking to punching range to elbow and knee range, etc. But it's very good exercise, very healthy, but also you can sharpen your techniques as well. And just, I think at this one I'm very tired, very exhausted. I think there's some elbows here as we get closer. Yeah, just exhausted, just kind of exhausted there. All right, what happened there? Okay, let's see what happened there. Don't know what happened there. All right, so basically it's that kind of stuff. And let me show you some of the things we've done with some of the veterans when we went to Tig's Colorado roast. Here's some of the work. Beautiful, biblical, scriptural-based work by the Queen. This is when I painted the my AR pistol. Here it is right down here with the maple leaf pattern. Oh, I actually don't have to go into it. You probably can see it pretty closely. Hopefully it's all captured. And as well here, these are some of her beautiful artwork pieces with natural elements that we collected in nature. Here's some wrestling suplex training. Here's the kids doing some peace, please, peace, militia training. And things like that. And here's some bushcrafting stuff here. And some coffee outside near the birch trees. So I have been doing this stuff. I've been more busy on Instagram. And of course with the King's Report that we have on YouTube. And things like that. So I haven't been able to post a lot on the YouTube channel. So this is just kind of a brief overview. Here's just doing some shooting from the helicopter. We're shooting ARs from the helicopter with Special Forces guys and with Tig, Benghazi Hero, at his Colorado event. It's really pretty awesome. And what a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Tig also said that he did this actually in combat as well. He shot from helicopters in combat. But this was really wonderful, and I'm really blessed that we can train with these guys and get really proper training. It's just an honor to be able to train with these kind of incredible warriors and folks like that. Here's a Queen with a 50 cal. We got a lot of publicity for our blessing event. The leftist media, saying all the things about us. That is pretty common for conservatives, saying we're hate speech preachers or whatever. This is a C-SPAN, and the Washington Post did a cover story on us. Where I was actually on the cover of the Washington Post magazine, and this is the author Tom Dunkel. He was on C-SPAN, did an interview there. Here's some of my training with one of my black belt friends, an MMA fighter, Maurian Costa. This is my brother here at the Car Arms Factory, where we did a book signing. I wrote a book called Rod of Iron Kingdom, which talks about Second Amendment from a biblical standpoint. There's the alligator the Queen shot right here. She's the Queen, and that's her first hunt and first kill. I'll show you the actual shot right here, because these are all outdoor things, so I guess they are appropriate for, say, Monk Outdoors. But this is where she makes the initial shot. You can see there's the alligator right there. One shot, and she was able to, you can see the hands come up. And that was her first hunt of her life, so pretty awesome. And then that was the alligator that she caught. It was a little bigger than her. And we're making a taxidermy of it right now. We were doing some protests here down in Parkland, Florida. We went down there to be with, I'm the Majority, Mark Robinson, and there's another patriot, Andy Hallinan, good friends in the gun community, and we were protesting Sheriff Israel and his total negligence of the Parkland shooting that happened, and the FBI knew about that crazy lunatic kid on SSRIs and psychotropic drugs that went in and shot up all those kids, and the Sheriff's Department didn't do anything about it. They arrived on the scene, they just waited outside while the kids were getting massacred, and so we went down to protest them. And these are some bushcraft shots I've been doing. So I have been doing bushcraft, but as you can see, it's more on Instagram that I've been doing, and I'm just figuring out how to upload from my camera, from my phone. So it's much easier, and hopefully be able to make more YouTube videos, shorter ones probably. But I'll try to keep you guys updated on YouTube. And that's my Steuben pack, which I absolutely love. This is the Fjällräven Steuben pack. It's got an internal steel frame, so you can actually sit on it. And I'm sitting on it right here. As you can see, it's actually a stool. It's a wilderness stool, so it's pretty awesome. I'm doing some pull-ups with it. My belt kit has changed. I carry, definitely more firearms gear on it and some self-defense gear. As of, a couple years ago, I've been training the kids more on that, the young people on that. This is kind of like my belt kit, weapons EDC. That's on my belt kit. You can see right now, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Even bushcraft, we learned that. I carry 2 blades and 2 firearms as well. This is the Tommy gun. Car Arms owns Auto Ordnance and Thompson, which owns the Tommy gun, which owns Desert Eagle and all those famous guns. This is the shooting some Thompson. Yeah, this is the Tommy gun. We're not using the drum here. We're using the mag. But this is pretty fun. It's 45 ACP, chambered at 45 ACP. So pretty awesome. And one of the Green Berets who attends our church in Vietnam, he was a founding member of the Green Beret. He actually used this Thompson during the war. Here's some of the bushcraft pictures. Here's the Queen sitting on the throne, in the backpack throne, etc. So we've been quite busy. Here's a picture of the A&E documentary calling us a cult because we are Christian and we believe in the Second Amendment. So they believe that's an extreme belief, and so they put us on TV. And of course, we got nothing but love and nothing support from the gun community from that program. So the leftist media has definitely freaked as we brought AR-15s to our, weddings and things like that, and been, of course, very vocal about our support of the Second Amendment and good people being trained to be self-defenders. Here we are training with the Special Forces guys. This is TIG, and these are world champion long-distance shooters. Bobby Hart down there in Pennsylvania. Shout out to those guys helping us train some long-range shooting. They have a 900-yard range and a great range they put in. We're able to go around and shoot some awesome targets. And here's TIG, training with TIG on the day. Here, I'm the only one wearing the bushcraft clothes, so I'm pretty easy to spot there. Here's my book, Red Iron Kingdom. We're now working on sort of the second version of that, and that's going to be coming out probably in all bookstores next year or so. Barnes & Nobles and etc. will probably be carrying all those, BAM bookstores, etc. These are the folks from Vice Media. They also came down to do a whole documentary on us, which will be released in mid-September. That's Vice Media, very popular amongst young millennials. So we've been really busy praying before the training, out in nature. So we've been bushcrafting, we've been outdoors, and of course, we've definitely been training and been outdoors and doing our thing. Here's us at Blade Show with some of the folks at Blade Show, Dave Canterbury down here, and some of the knife folks, Marcaida, and Filipino Eskrima martial arts master, and Bastelli knives, awesome blades. Here we are at the campsite down there at Blade Show, and this is the Jeep that my brother built me, and he put on top of it like an Overlander tent system. So we can bushcraft very easily right off the Jeep, etc. There's some acupuncture. My son getting acupuncture. Here's the Queen doing some AR training. That's how my AR used to look without it being painted. This is the photo for the Washington Post magazine. They put me on the cover. This is the outfit I wear for the King's Report. I wear the crown of bullets, of AR-15 bullets. Revelation 3 and 11 says, "Let no man take thy crown." So I have my crown on. And I have the rod of iron, but this is the gold one that my brother also made us. And this is my camo suit that I wear on the show. And the Washington Post magazine loved it, so they loved that whole imagery, and they thought it was very controversial, so they put me on the cover of their magazine. So we've been pretty busy. This was our firearms competition with the girls. Here's my baby girl with her mommy, the Queen, and stuff like that, you know. So we've definitely been. Here's the Washington Post magazine. .com. This was the internet version of it, etc., etc., etc. Here's some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stuff. You know, so this is our dog, Rod of Iron. She's a giant schnauzer, big giant of a dog. This was at SHOT Show, meeting a lot of folks in the Mike from Grand Thumb and the gun community. Awesome folks. Ted Nugent. We were able to meet Ted Nugent, Knock, and Hank Strange, and the Pew Pew Life with Colin Noir, Clarissa Littlejohn. This is Actor Self-Protection Dude. Awesome channel, awesome channel. Awesome channel, John Love Warrior Poet Society. Awesome channel. Darren from Colin Noir Show. Beautiful 300 blackout in bushcraft colors. I love that thing. Here's Mike from Last Line of Defense on YouTube. Here's a monster dude, Tony Simonet from Tactical. On YouTube, Tactical channel. Here's some of the girls from NRA programming. There's Style Me Tactical, Amy Robbins, NRA hosts. Here's the Queen with the gold Tommy. There's me with the Tiger Stripe Tommy, with my brother here. That's Jade Struck from Tyrant Tactical. They're very awesome. Super high-level shooters. There's Mr. Colin Noir right there, and we're hanging out with the folks there. There's my brother's Booth Cararms here. He makes the Trump gun, Make America Great Again, and also the different artsy guns. Here's Colin Noir. And so he's one of the top spokespeople for the NRA in the world. The most popular, this is Wahungi, Mr. Wahungi he's also a Filipino martial art expert. And so we've definitely been up to a lot. I've just been off of YouTube, Same Monk Outdoor channel, and been doing a lot of, this is our representatives from Pennsylvania. We did a Second Amendment rally. My brother was the keynote speaker here up in Capitol Hill, not in Capitol Hill, I'm sorry, Pennsylvania, Capitol, Harrisburg. There's Mr. Larry Pratt of Gun Owners America. He's been such an awesome friend, and we've been doing a lot of programs with him as well. And here, this is our Nogi outfits. This is Revelation 1915 Nogi outfits, as you can see. It's camo, but the camo actually is made out of crowns and AR-15s, or rod of iron. The accoutrements of the kingdom of God. That's kind of the back image of it. Car arms at the bottom. Tatami. This was made by Tatami. In the MMA world, Tatami is one of the biggest companies. Here's the Queen looking gorgeous. Here's my kids and some of the young people and their cousins. My sister-in-law's children as well. Training in some tea ceremony that I'm teaching them. Here's my camo gi matching the rod of iron Jeep. And this is like the King's Report. This is our broadcast here. So this is what we've been doing, and it's every day. So we've been broadcasting every single day. And you can see, I'll rant and I'll holler and shout and do all sorts of, we'll study scripture, but we'll, sometimes I rant. So it's, this is sort of our first hour where we're talking about a lot of spiritual stuff. We always talk about a lot of politics and break down politics from a biblical perspective as well. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is Demolition Ranch, biggest firearm channel on YouTube, and Mike has, what is it? Debuted Desert Eagle, Tommy gun. He had a gold Tommy gun on the other day. And millions of people saw that, and those are all my brother's firearms that he makes. Some Second Amendment rallies up here, etc., etc., etc. These are Sunday services that I have my bushcraft crown on during Sunday service. See? And that's basically kind of the stuff we've been doing. So we've been having a lot of, media and stuff like that. And, this was the main event that kind of went international. This was our, Joe Rogan even tweeted about it. And this is about the hundreds of AR-15s that were at our blessing ceremony of marriage. Very, very controversial. These are all the different news articles. AP, Reuters, News Today, the main sites in China, Korea, main things in Korea. This is Gun Owners America, Mr. Larry Pratt. Did an event with us here in Pennsylvania. His son will be coming in November as well. Here's Mr. Pratt checking out the factory, which, of course, the factory, Eric Trump was there at the opening. And so the Trump, one of the Trump boys was, of course, the Trump boys are very supportive of Second Amendment and protective of the Second Amendment. This is us at the North American Outdoor Show here in Pennsylvania, which is quite big. And so this is kind of like our Instagram page. We took this after SHOT Show, my brother and I, and our couples went out and we went to the Grand Canyon and different areas around there, off-roading, 60 miles into the wilderness. That's my brother here with a sniper rifle and just over these incredible desert landscapes. We took the Jeeps out there. This is like nobody was there. This was on the top of a peak in the middle of Grand Canyon. Absolutely nobody. You couldn't see anybody inside. We're 60 miles in. So it's pretty crazy. But that was our first sort of outdoor excursion using the Jeeps. So I've been doing a lot of things, and I wish I could have made YouTube videos about this, all this in Sam Monk Outdoor channel, but I wasn't able to do so. This is kind of like a year-in review of what we've been doing for last year, and I'm really sorry that I couldn't post these up on YouTube. I finally downloaded some apps which allow me to just make the movies right on my phone, and then I can just upload them right away. This is from SHOT Show here. There's our Desert Eagles. Here's some of the cool car arms. Canines with the biblical scriptures here. He shall rule them with a rod of iron. Rod of iron scriptures here. And this was during SHOT Show. This was in Sweden. We did a Second Amendment rally in Sweden with in Europe, trying to push for gun rights in Europe. And this is kind of the beginning of the page here. Some of my blades and some of my green tea stuff. And I actually made this little piece here out of a Korean hut on top of a mountain with a lake and a little staircase here. It's very bushcrafty. I'm very proud of it, actually. I made that while I was in Korea, maybe 6 years, let me see, 6 to 10 years ago, during that time frame, somewhere along that time frame. It was green tea, peace, police, peace, militia, and Chinese characters. And that's kind of the beginning of our Instagram page. So we've been definitely up to a lot, and I do apologize for not being able to put up a lot of stuff on YouTube, but that's just a brief overview and report to everybody who watches the Save Monk Outdoor channel. So thanks a lot, guys. God bless. Get outdoors and get blessed. All right.